bare over there, isn't it? Definitely have room for new planties. All the plants actually moved to the other side of the room onto the plant wall. Let's go look at it. Hi friends, welcome back to Botanical Woman presents her very own plant wall. Yep, just take it in. I have a lot of feelings about everything. I guess first I would say that I didn't really think about how much work it was going to be to do this. So I've been working on it 2 days straight now. I'm still not done. So it's been very tiring and kind of challenging my body physically. But otherwise, I would say that I love it. It's not only that it's a plant wall, but it's a plant wall of like all the plants that I like. Like I curated this. So that's pretty awesome. And there's a lot of Hoyas on here. It's not my entire collection. I'm not sure I'm gonna put like the smaller Hoyas on, but I'm still moving things around so things are not like fully planted. Just like teasing out all the roots and removing all the medium, just cleaning all that off of the plants took forever, as you can imagine, because there's just so many plants. I think overall it was really good for the plants as well, because there was definitely several plants with root rot that really needed a trimming, so that was good that, you know, we got to do that. But just doing it all at once, whew, yeah. Some plants are already showing signs of wilting because I haven't planted them in, so I'm gonna try to wrap this up as soon as possible, maybe in the next day or two. I just wanna give myself time to kind of sit back and look at it and really ask myself, like, you know, where I wanna put everything. Before we jump to the exciting stuff, let's talk about the boring stuff. The irrigation. It's not that it's boring, it's just, God, I just wish somebody else would do it. I would say overall went pretty smoothly. I had one hiccup, but overall was super easy. I will list everything in the description. The irrigation was actually really simple. Poking the holes in to the pipe was very easy. There were no real issues there. Attaching the hose to the wall was also super easy with these clamps. So I would say overall, everything went according to plan, minus the little alteration that I decided at the very end, which was to put this pipe through the gutter, which meant I had to drill the second hole, which meant I had to deal with another bulkhead, but also meant increasing my chances of it leaking, which it did. Through trial and error, I figured out how to put it on properly so that the water won't leak. So we just managed to do that this morning. And I'm really happy about it because I don't want it to leak. As of right now, I would recommend the way this irrigation is done, which is just a simple tubing that goes up, attached to a pump, and goes across. And there are basically, they're called drippers. You poke it into the hose and it drips. And I picked the smallest one. It's 1 gallon per hour. Super simple. And so far I would say everything's not moist. Like this bag is dry and water is, you know, it's coming through. So I'm just hoping that if I run it long enough, it'll get the bags more wet overall. It seems like it's gonna take a while for that to happen. We'll see. I don't know if I wanna like add more irrigation or more drips later because it's not enough, but I think it's just a matter of the length of time that I have to run it, right? I'm learning about it and I'm just, yeah, sharing with you what I know. And now to the exciting part, to the plants. It's what I want to talk about. Care about irrigation. That's someone else's problem. So yeah, I started with the philodendron down here. I really wanted this piece here because I love the shape. It was like awesome jungle vibe. But then when I put it on, I was like, it's really big relative to everything else. But so far, it's staying there. I'm still pretty happy with it. Otherwise, I feel like it would just be like a dark corner with some plant that you're not gonna notice. So this really grabs your attention. Then I thought about colors. So there's some lighter colors here. I'm gonna move this because this is totally hidden. You can't see it. I think I also want to move this Anthurium to over to this side. So I'm still playing around with it. All three of the Pupa Calyx got placed. In hindsight, I feel like I should have just went with my gut and not done this. Because now I'm like, oh, this all looks the same. I don't like it as much. So I'm gonna add, like I put this Anthurium here to add some more texture. So maybe move a couple of more things around to make this area a bit more interesting. Up top are most of my Ripsalis that I've collected over the past 2 years. They're not doing great. They don't really get enough light. So they're up there. I hope that they'll be happier. And there's some ferns, which I love. I want to add more ferns. I really love the texture. And yeah, so just playing with the colors. So there's a bit of blue here with some blue plants down here. This is supposed to be more blue. This is the Monstera siltibacana. And we have the Cebu blue pothos down here. So we got some blue themes going. I love these two ficus being here. I thought this texture is really cool. I wasn't sure about it at first, but I like it. I'm gonna move this fern to a more prominent spot. I don't love it. It's kind of like hidden. But yeah, I mean, check out this squamiferarum. Looking very lovely. It's probably not gonna be happy again because I moved it. So a lot of these plants are gonna be on the struggle bus for a while just because of all the work that I've done to it. And some of them I need to take back out and look at it more thoroughly again. I just got too tired and I just started putting them on the wall. So it's kind of like a race against time because I did so many. So fast, Christine. She doesn't know how to pace herself. It was so much fun until it wasn't fun anymore. It was just work. Lots of work. So last night was the first time I saw the plant wall sort of full, because the first day I only did a few and I was just tired and went to bed. The wall wasn't like 90% done until yesterday. But yeah, so last night I was just laying on the sofa looking at it and I'm like, this is so amazing, because when I had the plants on the shelves, I don't know, I just didn't notice how big they've gotten, or just, I don't know, they're just doing their thing and I'm not even paying attention. But having them like on display and like in this room like this, it's really breathtaking. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I think everybody should have a plant wall, basically. This Curtsii is so full, looking really lovely here. Like I was telling you earlier that I didn't want to put the smaller Hoyas on, because you can see how this, you know, it doesn't stand out as much in comparison to this Jennifer, but the contrast is really nice, and it obviously helps that it's so full. A lot of my other Hoyas are just like 1 or 2 cuttings, so it's not going to look like that. So they're still growing out over there by the fish tank. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed playing with my plants and putting them on this wall and really being able to admire them. Most of everything you see are mainly Hoyas, like this middle section. It's only on the outskirts where there are Ripsalis up top and some ferns, and then down over there are some ficus, philodendron. There's the Mandula that's drying out. There's the pink princess. Yeah, so mainly Hoyas. I could have made this like entirely a Hoya wall if I really wanted to, I think. But it's okay. I like the contrast of the texture. And it also made me realize that one of the things I love about collecting plants is the texture about them, and also obviously the tones of greens that you can get. Oh, there's a lot of baby plants down here from my propagations, so I'm just gonna wait for them to grow. I'm sure this Raphodora tetrasperm is gonna take off. I'd be really interested to see, you know, how the plants grow and how because a lot of these are epiphytes or climbers. So it would be really fun to watch them, you know, kind of grab onto the felt and climb up, and it'll kind of be like survival of the fittest because it's so packed, and they're all gonna fight for this light. So it's kind of like who's gonna suffocate who. But you know, it'll take on a life of its own. Oh, and I went to the Dollar Tree this week for the very first time for this year. Yeah. And they have these wonderful plant clips for $1 for an entire pack of 20. And these came in super handy. So for you Hoya lovers, Dollar Tree guys, I'm gonna continue dirtying my nails and trying to finish this baby up so the plants don't die. And yeah, let me know if this inspired you or made it more feasible, you know, less scary to make your own plant wall. Until next time, happy growing, guys.